GTM Podcast Buddhist Knowledge Series Episode 16 Blessing 2 Associating with the Wise Part 3 Recognizing a Wise One. Hello everyone. I hope you enjoy our Buddhist Knowledge series so far. From our previous episode, we learned of how to define the wise man so that we can know for sure what a genuine wise one is like. And in this episode, we will learn further of how to recognize him. Many of the characteristics of a wise one mentioned in the previous episode may not be immediately apparent to us because they are not external features. Thus, we may have to look at the following 5 characteristics which will betray the wholesome inward quality of someone who is wise. 1. The wise like to shepherd others to live their lives in a proper way. Asked where one would go on a Sunday, he would reply, "To the temple, of course. Don't waste your time sleeping around and do nothing all day." Or passing him on the street, "It looks like rain. You ought to get to the harvest before it spoils." If you were to meet a fool in the same circumstance, he would give you altogether different advice. "Well, it looks like it's going to rain. How about let's get to the karaoke to enjoy our time while it still rains?" Both the fool and the wise are persuaders, but their persuasion leads to different results indeed. 2. The wise take full responsibility for the things that are their own business. Apart from being responsible, they will influence those around them to be responsible in the same way. What the wise won't do is interfere with other people's business. They know where to draw the line in order to avoid nosing into others' affairs. The fool, by contrast, is often more interested in interfering in other people's business than he is about taking responsibility for what he is meant to be doing. 3. The wise favor honest and the decent. It is no use trying to persuade him to be dishonest or corruption, because he is above those sort of things. The fool, by contrast, is proud of the fact that he can get away with anything. Nothing is too low for him. 4. The wise man is not easily angered. He is grateful for criticism from others. The fool, by contrast, even criticized in the politest ways, will lose his temper. Even if someone offers him criticism with the best of possible intentions, he will turn around with a scowl and answer back, "You have been constantly picking on my faults." If you smile at him, he will interrupt your smile as teasing and turn his back on you. Even just speaking to a fool can make him lose his temper. Sometimes you don't even need to say anything. Just seeing you look at him can upset him. What are you looking at? For the fool is constantly on the lookout for a fight. The wise man, by contrast, is hard to stir to anger. Thus, if you recognize yourself as hot-tempered, you ought to associate with the wise, and this will gradually cool down your fiery temper. However, you shouldn't confuse the cool-tempered wise man with the inert and irresponsive character of the sort of guy who sleeps all day and seems to do everything in slow motion. These dopey sorts are irresponsive to nearly everything around them, but don't think they are free of all defilements. They are another breed of person altogether from the wise we aim to associate with. 5. The wise favor self-discipline and orderliness. When we live together in society with a huge number of other people, if we don't comply with the laws laid down in society, we end up as misanthropes. The regulations say that when you are at the temple, At the appropriate time, you must come sit in the main pavilion and sit in neat lines, without encroaching on the people sitting next to you. That way, there is enough space for everyone and everyone has an equal area to sit in. The fool, however, doesn't respect the rules. He doesn't like obeying anyone in anything. He'll be the only one to sit out of line, sticking out like a sore thumb. He like a spanner in the works. For temples in general, people go to the temple with the best of intention to accrue as much merit as possible. But when it's come to meal times, they end up fighting to get in front of the queue like vultures. In the morning, they are like angels walking on earth. But when lunchtime comes, they are like hungry ghosts. In conclusion, the good things about associating with the wise is that it will develop our discretion to be that of the wise with whom we associate, or to come to the real point. It will allow our mind to become bright and clear, like that of a wise man. Qualities of a wise one's friendship. Alternatively, the wise one can also be noticed by his characteristics of being a true friend who exhibit all three sorts of responsibility. Responsibility for his own personal dignity, responsibility for the human dignity of others, responsibility for a fair economic system. In our association with such wise ones, we will be able to recognize their level of responsibility from the quality of their friendship. If we are a good friend to them, then we should see the following characteristics in the friendship which is returned. However, even among true friends, the responsibility can be manifest in different ways. The Buddha subdivided true friends into 4 groups. He identified each group by 4 examples of behaviors, giving a total of 16 characteristics to look for a good friend. They are: 1. The helpful friend. 2. The constant friend. 3. The friend of wise counsel. 4. The sympathetic friend. A helpful friend is one who protects you even when you are off your guard, helps protect your property even when you neglect it. He is your refuge in time of danger, and he always provides you with twice as much you ask for. 2. A constant friend is constant in bad times and good. They confide in you. They don't go spreading your secret around. They don't abandon you when you fall on hard times. They would even die in your place. 3. Friend of wise counsel. They give you a good counsel. They warn you against unwholesome behavior. They encourage you towards wholesome behavior. They save up new things to tell you. They point you in the direction of heaven. The sympathetic friend. They empathize with you. They don't laugh at your misfortunes. They congratulate you on your good fortune. They speak out against anyone who speaks ill of you. They stand up for those who speak well of you. As you can see, all 16 characteristics of a true friend are characteristics that lead to the creation of positivity. And this is how we recognize a wise man. So if we ever come across such a person, try your best to be their associate, so that way their good deed and wisdom can be brushed on us. So everyone, how can we associate with the wise person? This is a very important matter now. We will be discuss about this in the next episode. Stay tuned. See you again next time.